Here at the Logos Library, we house tens of thousands of books. Some you may have checked out, and some you may have just scanned, but none of the books magically appear overnight. Today, Collections Development Coordinator Beth Lynn and Cataloging Librarian Micah Rhodes will demonstrate and explain the process for how a book goes from box to shelf. Beth begins with a simple search. To ensure no duplicates are ordered, she enters the title of the potential new book into our catalog search engine. Once she confirms that we do not own it, she can research the best price on Ingram or Amazon. Alongside this research, Beth uses OCLC WorldShare as her main resource. WorldShare stores data for department budgets, invoices, and the metadata for entering the title into our catalog. Beth inputs the proper information for the book into their respective tabs and pulls the Library of Congress information for our cataloging librarian once the book arrives. Then, she places the order. When the books arrive, Beth performs a quality assurance check to make sure the order is without defect. One by one, she unboxes the book order, inspecting the outer covers. After the initial look over, she'll flip through each book to look for rips, folds, or other possible issues. If there are no defects, Beth inputs the invoice into OCLC to confirm that the order will be paid for and edits the amount if she was able to get the book discounted. The final step is to fill out a paper slip with the book's information and hand it off to Micah.
Alright, once I get the book from Beth and she's given me this record number that I need, I can take that and go on to our WorldShare site over here. I can put that record number in, and then it's going to give me a lot of information about the book. The thing I'm looking for right now is the Library of Congress call number. So that's going to tell a lot of different systems and our shelving staff, a lot of things about the book, where to put it, stuff like that. So I'm going to go and find that, and I've got it highlighted here. And I write that down for easier processing of things later. And I also pull up this little label program maker that I have, and I put in that number and get it printed out. If the book does not have this number in its record, then I'm going to need to take some more steps in order to fill out the record a little bit more. So I've got a couple other websites that I'll use that can help me to figure out what that number might be. I have to look at the book and analyze its subject, its contents, to kind of figure out where it needs to go on the shelves. Now that I've got this little label, I kind of attach that to our book here, and you can see that I've got a lot of other books ready on this cart. I will then send these over to our tech services workroom, and if I have my student worker during the school year, then she'll do a lot of the physical processing, which we'll talk about in a second. Or if it's me during the summer, then that's my job. Okay, so once I've got the spine label number figured out and I've printed out the label to go on the book, then it needs to come over here to go through some physical processing. So that involves taking that spine label and affixing it to the spine of the book, either on the dust jacket if it has one, or if it doesn't have one, like some of these over here, I would put it directly on the spine. It also needs to get a barcode, which I've got a set of them here. This is to kind of go into our system to distinguish the book from other things and allow us to check it in and out. These tags right here are called RFID tags. They use that technology to be able to read the book using like the scanners, the magnetic scanners, and the security gates that secure the books, and alert us to when somebody tries to leave the library without checking something out. It also just makes checkout a whole lot simpler and faster. So that has to go in the book as well. There's a couple of rules that we have about where that has to go so that our scanners can pick it up easily. And then once those things are applied to it, we need to protect the book as best we can because it's going to be handled by a lot of people. So the way that we do that for a book that has a dust jacket like this one does is we wrap it in some plastic and make sure that that is affixed with book binding tape and things of that nature to protect it as best we can. And then for the soft cover books, we just put a label covering over the label to avoid it peeling off. and we stamp it with all our stuff to make sure that people know that it's from Union. And at that point, it's ready to go back for the last step of cataloging. Okay, once the book comes back from the tech services workroom and it's been gotten all the stickers on it, all that physical processing that happens, I got to walk it through the final couple steps of online cataloging. So the first thing that I do is I need to make sure that our record has all the information that we just put on the book, so like the barcode and associating that barcode with the RFID tag. I've got a couple different programs that I use to do that. But the main thing is just making sure that what is on the book that we have just put on it matches what's in the record, so it's easier for people to find. Once that part is done, I can then use that barcode to look up the record on the user-facing side of things. So when people are looking online for the book in our catalog, they'll see information about it and where to find it. So I got to make sure that all that's right. Sometimes it's not complete. Sometimes there are errors. So I got to make sure that everything looks good. At that point, then I do a couple different things. I store some of that information in different places so that we can access it if we need to for inventory purposes and that. And then once everything is good to go on the computer side, I check it in to make sure that the security tag has been secured, and then it is ready to go up on the shelves.
As you can see, a lot of factors and decisions go into putting just one book in our collection. Thanks to the hard work of these librarians, Union University has a diverse selection of materials to help your academic journey.